TVs in the church are Samsung units, so they're exactly pretty much what you're going to see here. But there's a couple rooms that have Vizio. They behave real similar. So if your room has a Vizio as opposed to a Samsung, it may look a little different, but it should be real similar. When you power on your TV,
You have two remotes too, one's for your DVD.
So you have a TV remote and a Roku remote.
And a DVD remote.
And a DVD if you've got a DVD player.
Oh, that puts me out. Three
Yeah.
remotes.
3 remotes. So, like I said, the majority of the TVs are Samsung, and the DVD players are not. So if you find the Samsung remote, it's most likely going to be your TV remote. It has a button up in the upper corner that says Source, and that helps you choose what you're going to connect to your TV. If it's the Vizios, I think they say Input.
What does it say on that one?
It says Source,
Okay.
but in most cases they're near the top. They're usually in the top near the power button. So we're going to choose. So when you hit Source, you'll see some icons that are lit up, and you'll see some that are grayed out. All right, anything that's lit up means that something's connected to that port on the TV. Generally, if you were to pick any of the TVs in the room, except for this one because I've got a computer attached to it, only one that says HDMI is going to be lit up. So that's probably where your Roku is going to be at. So if you press the Source button,
Will it say Roku on it?
it'll say HDMI.
Alright.
So if you press the Source, it'll move, and so the one that's lit up. Once it's lit up, you should see the Roku come on. Now the Rokus do sleep, so if you were to get to the screen and it's a black screen
Or that screen.
or this screen, either one, if you take your Roku, it has a home button at the top, looks like a little house. You press home, and it should bring you to your channel menu. Okay, when I loaded the Roku, so I stripped most of the channels out, so the majority of this is pretty much what you see, and that's the defaults. Plus I added Right Now Media, and then most of the TVs I've added Pandora and YouTube in case you have media that you want to choose from one of those sources. At this point, you'll just use the arrows on the remote, and you can come over to your Right Now Media, click on it.
With the OK button.
With the OK button, sorry. So it'll take a moment to load. So this one's already signed in. All right, so for the first time, this is the screen you should come up to. You should come up to a login screen, and everyone in here, I hope, has a Right Now account. We're going to show you in a few moments some things that you should do on the computer as opposed to doing it on the TV. You can access everything on the TV. It's just the interface is not as nice on the TV as it is on the computer. So if you go to a room and this account's not been signed in, this is the page you'll get to. So you'll just add your email address in the top box and your password.
Did you see how to log out whenever he did that? There's a star icon, which is also on your controller. And when you click on the star, you can go to log out. And the reason you'd want to be logged into you is because it's going to have your materials that you've saved that you want to access.
So star logs you out.
You can access the menu from that.
Oh, okay.
And if somebody else were to log on, or, to come onto your Roku account, or onto your Right Now Media account if you're not logged out, and then say they went in and looked at other material, there's a queue system on here, and it would put their material in your queue. This thing personalizes as you go through it. So things that you put up here, it personalizes to you, and that way, you.
Yeah.
And it'll ask you, when you go on a site, you'll see it here, it'll ask you, do you want to save in queue or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what if, like, if I, at home, I've got mine where it'll pull up, but then I put my own password in there. When I pull up put my email in there, do I use the password I use at home?
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You're just logging into your same account,
Okay.
just like you was at home or on the
So
road.
show
or
them the
whatever.
star again.
So it'll log into your account once you've typed your username, your email address, and your password. And if you hit the star button, it brings up a menu. So on a computer, you see the menu pretty much all the time, but on the TVs, in order to get the menu, you need to press the star button. And then the star, from here, you can search or look at your queue. So the idea would be if you've prepared your materials ahead of time, you stick whatever study that you want to into your queue, and you can go straight to it from your queue. Because there's thousands of pieces of material on this site, and so going to search for it on here can be sometimes a daunting task. So it'd be a good idea if you go ahead and, if you know, for example, that you were going to do a study on Ephesians, well, then you would go ahead and get your Ephesians and do that into your queue, and when you go into my queue, you would see. So the only thing I have in my queue right now is the study of James. But if
So
you
that's how you
have,
bring it up every time if you just, I don't understand how you done that.
okay,
We're gonna
so
go through that.
Instead of just going over and clicking on the thing?
so I can show you how. So I'll show you how to build a queue in just a minute.
Oh, okay, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No, that's a good question. So, but by building your queue, then you don't have to go search through everything. You don't have to come in. So you just go to your queue, and whatever you've got in your queue, like I could have 5, 6, I could have 100 items in my queue.
Yeah.
Whatever I've got in my queue comes up right at the top. So I want to do James, so I click on James. And it's got various different episodes for James, depending on which study I'm on, 1, 2, 3, etc.
And see, right there's, you see the remove from
Oh,
queue,
sorry.
it was on there. That's what I was
So-
going to try, right there.
So if you were done with it, and of course you can also manage your queue. I would manage your queue from the computer.
Yeah.
But I could remove it from the queue right here and kick this one out.
The queue is just like a file cabinet,
It's
Then
just a
it's
file
just-
cabinet, or
where you stick
it's
your
like-
stuff, you bring it up, you get it out of the file cabinet, show it, and you know, it's there.
Well, let's say you didn't build your queue. So you get it, you show up your Sunday school class and you're ready to teach, and you're like, I need the study on Ephesians. Of course, there just happens to be one there. Well, let's look for one on Daniel. So I would press my star button and go to search. And hit Daniel. And then after whatever word you're going to go. And this is going to find every study that's on here that's got Daniel in it. And again, some subjects are going to have a lot of material, so looking at it ahead of time is to your advantage. Because searching for it here would be like, well, gee, these all look good. Which one am I going to choose today?
Mhm.
Also, and this is something Pastor Nikki pointed out, was on here, it's not obvious how long each of these are. On a computer, most of them have a time on it. Now, you can find out the time by starting, once you start the video, it'll bring out a timestamp and you can see how long it is, but just searching through here, it's hard to tell, well, how long is this? Is it 5 minutes? Is it 45 minutes, et cetera? So,
And what we've noticed too, like when you pull up each individual study, you may have 10 sub videos underneath it. And they're all typically around the same
Length of time.
length, or, you know, if it's 10 minutes or 15 minutes. I mean, you're not gonna have one that's 8 minutes and then have a clip that's 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, that way you can manage time in the classroom, based off of what you're.
This is just for the videos, right? Because the actual subject or the
yeah, so,
lessons, you have to download on your phone or.
Yeah, this is just to be able to show it in the classroom.
it's just to be able to show it on your TV and
The video,
Yes, the video.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
But you can't download this at home, I mean, look at it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, see, I've used it before too, but I've had the lesson and stuff that you teach off of, you have to
We should
download
just
yourself,
go
right?
over the-
Yeah, so, well, so this isn't actually part of what you'll do here. All right, at your house, once you've stored the location, it's real easy to find from your favorites, but if you don't have it in your favorites, you can type in right now. Obviously, this is gonna find something because I've been there, but let's assume I've never been there. So I'll type in right now, media, login. So if you type that in your search, it should find it. And right now, media login, because if you don't type all those words, right now it actually has another website too, and it's hard to get to this screen from, it's hard to get to their login screen from their other pages. So if we click to their login page, type in your email and password, the same thing we just typed in the TV a moment ago. Okay, and so this is their website. Again, you see the menu similar to what we were seeing on the TV a moment ago. This is not the TV, by the way. Now we're looking strictly at the computer. This is what you see at home. And for example,
You can just click on it right there.
Well, this is
In
the
the-
diff- this
Like
is-
in the classroom, like if I just
Yeah.
start there and just click on
So
it,
you
it'll
could-
bring it right up to one.
it will. So here, if I bring up Ephesians, I have an opportunity to add it to my queue. So I can press it here, and this will add it to that queue bucket so that when you get to your classroom and you go to your queue, it'll be right there on top.
Where do you find your queue at?
Okay?
When you log in, and like you would hit add to queue, it will automatically put it in there. And then you can,
And then it'll be there.
it'll be there, yes.
Okay.
Are you looking for your personal, go under profile?
Well, I was trying to get it to go into that one.
Oh, okay.
So I've clicked on, so I've chosen I'm going to look at this one. I clicked on Watch Now. But in addition to being able to come in and watch the videos, and here's each of the sessions. But if you've added it to your queue, then each of those sessions will show up on the TV. But here, you see the download, study guide. So this is your written materials if you want to print them out for your class. So you download that. Most of those are in a PDF format, which is just a generic text that you can print out at pretty much any computer.
Or if there's anything that needs to be printed out, we can let Angie know in the office.
And
She'll print it out for you, how many copies you need, whatever. So that way it'll say, you don't have to do that at home. We can do that.
But I'm going to go ahead and add this one to my queue. It says I successfully added the content. So now if we flip back over to our Roku.
Let's say I wanted to find something on prayer.
Okay.
What would you do?
Okay. Just one moment, I'll get to that question. So now, if I'm on my account and I tell it I want to look at my queue, I have Ephesians in my queue. So it's right there on top.
In your queue.
So anything you're prepared to teach on Sunday, that way you don't have to worry about finding it. You just go to your queue and it's right there. You're ready to go. All right. So if you wanted to find something on prayer, so
You want him to do it by the computer or by
you want to do that at
first?
home and have it prepared and be ready, or you want to do it
Yeah,
once you
do
get
it
to
home,
once you get
be
here?
ready.
Okay.
Okay, so at home, from
That's your
your,
computer screen.
the computer screen is a little bit different. The search button is not on the side, it's actually up here on the top. So if you come up here and you click on search, and by the way, if there's any children's teachers, you can filter out all the adult stuff, and click straight on kids, and it will bring up everything that it brings up will be strictly
Kids.
geared towards children.
Mhm.
Because like I said, there's an extreme amount of material on this site. So I click on the search button, the little magnifying glass there, and we would type in prayer. So it found 317 results. So probably from prayer, you might want to be a little more specific. So if you're looking for a specific set of prayers or something, we might want to be,
At the top, it lets you click on Bible studies, kids series, customizable.
so here I've got Bible studies, kids series, customizable training, conference video elements.
And all that is on prayer.
And all
Like
of
all
that is on
those.
prayer.
Yeah,
All-
all of it.
So that's brings us, that's a subcategory, but everything that it's going to show you at this point is going to be on prayer or related to prayer in some way.
That's the reason I need to do it at home.
Yeah.
Unless you want to look at 317 things in one class, but then you'll run out of time teaching.
And as you scroll down, it tells you how many is in each category.
So if I look, so there's 68 under Bible studies, there's 15
What was
under.
that?
So for Bible studies, we've got 68. For the kids series, there's 15. Customizable training, 45. Conference sessions, 45. Video elements, 144.
And some of the video elements are like short, they're like
Yeah,
2
but-
minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like an illustration. Like you want to give us illustration about prayer, they may have an illustration in there. It's just like 2 or 3 minutes long, you know, just to kind of help you get your point across or whatever.
Yeah.
So if I choose Francis Chan's study on prayer, I see that it's got 4 or 5 pieces. It's got a trailer. So if you were, wanted to show the trailer at the end of your class before you started the study next week, get everybody interested. And then you've got 4 sessions, so this will be a 4-week study, and each of them are 19 to 20 minutes. And that's why it's good to see it on the computer at home, because see, that shows me that each of those are 20 minutes. If I open it up on the TV, there's nothing wrong with opening it on TV, but you would actually have to open the video before you would see that it was 20 minutes. And maybe you only wanted something that's 5 minutes. Well, in this study, the video is probably not going to work for that. So you choose something different.
Or we have played before in hours half a video,
Half.
and talked about that first half of it and then the next half. If it's a 20-minute video, that's a long video
Yes.
for to teach from. So we play 10 minutes and
Teach,
Yeah.
then 10 minutes the next week. Or maybe you break it down, over several. And some of the videos can be even longer, so you
Right.
decide. And then, obviously, it's good to watch them ahead of time so that you know what it's going to say, you know where a good stopping point is, etc.
Is there any way that you can stop it in the middle and then go back to it the next week easily?
Yep.
It should pick up, once you start into it, it should pick up back where you left off.
Where you left off, just go back into it?
And if not, the stick has it's got a fast forward, and it fast forwards in mega time. There's 3 different things it can fast forward in, 3 different speeds.
Simply like ×4 ×6, 10
Yeah.
or something like that. ×2 ×4 ×6.
If you had a specific author or whatever, you just type in their name and
You
it'll
just
come up
type, you just
everything.
search their name.
So
yeah.
under the search, instead of.
Yeah, and just type in
So-
a name.
If you want something like on Billy Graham or Francis Chan or.
Yeah.
So it'll find everything with Billy Graham.
Okay.
Either what he's done or anything that has his name in it.
Yeah, so it may not necessarily be something that he wrote. It could be something about Billy Graham.
Yeah.
So it's not specific. Okay, what other questions do you have?
Can you show like when you pull a study up on the side where you can download the notes?
Okay,
Or there's some of them that need to be purchased. Like, so if there's one of those, we will do that. You know, just let us know, hey, we want to buy this or whatever for our class so that we can print it off in the office. Because you have to print it off no matter what. You know, if you download it, unless you're using something, but there it'll show you.
so for example, for prayer, the one we were just looking at for Francis Chan, the videos are free, and he does actually have a handout that's free. But if you actually want to go in and get the actual leader guide and the more specific materials, you'll need to purchase that.
Yeah.
As Pastor says, the church will purchase those for some sort of funds.
Oh, there's.
So if they say buy now,
Yeah, that's
those are gonna have to be purchased.
Okay.
$5 or $6. They're not real expensive, but after we have them, we have them.
I was supposed to say,
We'll
they'll
have 'em
be
on
there
file.
later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so if I wanted to buy this one, so I clicked on the buy now. I don't know whether the price ever goes back to full price, but the full price on the single copy was $10, and they're saying it's on sale for $5.99.
But most of the stuff that I've used, you can teach a lesson easily off of the free download stuff. There's enough information and enough, enough questions.
I bought the first month that I taught the youth, I bought my first lesson, it was like $10, and it lasted me almost a month and a half.
Yeah.
Because there was like 6 videos off of it.
But again, so to get to your menu, just, the star button, which you do see is up here in the corner, but that's your friend to find your menu page here.
Well, then you just go to log out.
And you can go by subject, you can actually search here, we can actually do a search. I guess we searched for Daniel a minute ago, so you already saw me search.
So you spell it out that way.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to spell the whole word, I mean, we could start with that. But of course, the more specific you can get, the better it's gonna be, so it didn't actually.
Okay, let's say you've got a lesson up, you've played 10 minutes, you want to stop and discuss it. What, do you just hit pause
Mhm.
Yep, so.
and start again?
So
like you
for
did?
example,
Okay.
we'll go ahead and start this one. So this is what it looks like when it's starting up.
What is prayer? Stale tradition.
So it'll play, you got a play button on
The
there.
election.
So if you click that, it stops.
And you can fast forward and
You
online.
can fast forward, you can rewind.
So I can say, well, this is 17 minutes, and we know last week we stopped right at the 10-minute mark. So right there.
Most likely it's gonna restart back at the same place anyway,
Okay.
but if it doesn't,
And that's
you
when I
know that
started
you stop
to
it there
struggle with
for whatever reason.
depression. I started.
So if you're done with right now, and you want to go to Pandora, or you wanted to go to YouTube because you've got a video or something else you want to show, you just hit your home button and then go back out to your channels. Now once you're signed in, so we'll just go right back into Right Now Media. This is going to go right in. It's not going to ask me for my credentials each time. So
Now go over the signing out part again.
okay. So if you
Make sure I'm.
decide you want to be signed out, and I guess it's up to y'all whether you sign in or out, but if y'all make sure you're using your individual accounts, there's really no, I guess, danger to leaving them signed in.
No.
It's just if someone else is using your account and they could play with your queue, and so if you had stuff in your queue and you're afraid somebody would mess with it, you might sign out, but really, there's not necessarily a reason to sign out unless your classroom is used by multiple different classes over the course of the week. Maybe if on Wednesday a different class uses your room. But if you do want to sign out, press your star button, and you have log out right here near the top.
Okay.
once it's logged out, the next person who hits that channel will have to type in their email address and their password.
So at the end, you just, like you just hit the home, go back
So
to
at the
home.
end,
Go back to
so
home.
I would hit the home button,
Right,
and then that's where I would leave it.
and you just turn it off, okay.
No, I mean, there's no, your credit card's not on there, so nobody can buy something under your account. It's,
Well, I wouldn't want Jerry to go in and hack my list, so.
well,
Steal your ideas.
You don't have to worry about that.
Now, when we signed in,
yeah,
didn't we, weren't we given specific, numbers to start with this, or did we just use what we use at home?
Just use it.
Okay, that's what.
Yep.
the other thing is, I mean, you can, you know, if you want to be more fancy, and if you know how to use them, you can add more channels. Like I said, I've reduced the channels just because,
Can you add Pandora back in there? I don't know where it went, but I wanted to show them how to use that.
Now, when you're using that, how do you know which one that is, do you match something with?
Use the lid.
Yeah, you just smash OK.
Okay.
There's a little button in the middle that says OK.
there it is. So, by the way, as I'm moving around, there's a little 4 arrows here, so I'm just moving around, and anytime I choose, I'm just hitting the center button.
Okay.
So, in this case, if I want to go up and down the list, I would choose if I want to do Pandora. Pandora is a free app for the Roku.
Oh, it's in there, I don't know.
Now, what does Pandora mean?
Well, Pandora is a music service, so if you wanted to play, I don't know if you want to have Christmas music playing at the beginning of class.
So I'm already logged in here because it's my account. So when I come into Sunday school class in the morning, I can turn on my Pandora and I just have a Christian radio station. That's something that you would also go to your computer and sign your account up first. And then you can create stations, so you can have a Christian radio station, you can search for a specific artist that you like or whatever, you can create stations. The same way as your Right Now Media, you create stations in Pandora, it's free. And I just play music in the class, so as everyone comes in our class, there's music going usually, and I have the coffee going. If you were doing your Christmas party in your class, you could have, or a project, you could have music going. It's just another service for you to use. Some people might want to use YouTube, which is a video channel. You can also search in there. So if there's certain video that you might be wanting to look for, you can go into YouTube, which is free and you don't have to sign in. We could probably find Pastor Nikki in there.
Yeah, you can find Poovey's Chapel in there too.
I think there's a video.
Well, we do have a YouTube channel.
YouTube
and if
channel.
we're gonna use that for our announcements,
Yeah.
that's something you might wanna play in your
And then-
Sunday school class.
yeah.
Just go ahead and play the church announcements for the week in your Sunday school
Yeah.
classes.
Because they're usually posted on YouTube, but they usually post on Saturday. Usually do it on Saturday night.
So say I wanted to look for the Gaither vocal band, I just started clicking on it. And then it's gonna bring up all kinds of different channels that I can go to. This is their specific channel. And I can click on that. And it's gonna start playing his music. So
After an ad.
after you add,
Yeah.
see, you can skip this ad.
No, you can skip it.
Now I can skip it. So it's gonna start playing the Gaithers. I can scroll down. I can go, I'm using the left and right arrows. I can choose something different. And say I wanna go back, I don't even wanna be in this channel. You can always hit the arrow at the top of your controller here to go backwards. And then I'm going back, and I can even hit back again. And I don't even wanna be in YouTube, and so I hit it too many times. I can choose to cancel that request or accept, and I'm gonna accept. And I'm gonna get right back out to your home screen. Okay. So those are other options that you can use for, there, where's the camera?
Here's the main thing about it, you're not gonna tear it up.
No.
I mean,
The
if
more
you
you
hit
play
some
with it,
button,
the
it's,
easier it
it's not
is.
gonna, you're not gonna mess it up. You know, that's the thing about it, it's, you know, it's kinda set and, you know,
That's
Well,
nice
you
to
know,
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
don't be afraid of it.
Yeah.
Will they mirror image with
Well,
your phone?
some of them will,
The
so some of them are,
Samsung
some
will,
of
if
them
you
are smart
have-
TVs, and some of them are not smart TVs. So I can't say for sure what's in your particular room. If it is a smart TV, then
And it
there's
depends
a
on
good
if you
chance
have
that it will.
iPhone or.
I know you have Samsung, is it like, someone
Yes,
said you
because I
can mirror
just
yours.
mirrored mine.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
mirror mine too.
But, so the majority of the rooms do have smart TVs, and that is an option.
Pastor Nikki's computer is hooked up to this TV through an
I just have
HDMI
my
cable, and that's easy to do as well.
Just gotta,
That's
If
what
you
I'm
have a
gonna do.
laptop
How you good with that?
and
That's what I'm doing tonight.
say
Yeah,
you
I've got
have
right now
something
media.
specifically on your computer, or you
Right
have
there.
a
and then I can.
a clip that you downloaded from somewhere, and that's what you wanna show, you can show it through your laptop, through an HDMI cable to the TV. And, Michael or I will be glad to show anybody how to actually plug that in the back of the TV.
Right? What's that? It works on Bluetooth, don't it? Mirroring, when you mirror.
I have a Samsung Galaxy, so mine automatically,
By Bluetooth.
Links.
mine has like, it says screen mirror, I just actually hit the button.
But you don't have to physically put something in
No,
there.
no,
That's
no,
all.
fix it.
Yeah.
What other kinds of questions do you have?
None until we actually get
Do you do it?
hands on
Well,
and it's, now what do you
You
say?
can come grab us, be happy to go over any of it, or demonstrate it, or let you control it and walk you through it. If you,
If anybody wants to get
the
up.
point that was made is
Great
that you
tool.
can't break anything, so, you know, play with it. I mean, you can't break it, so if for some reason it stops working and you do get it messed up, we can reset it and we'll get it back up and going. All right, well, excellent.
Nick, you got anything you wanna add?
No,
Good.
I don't reckon so, it's good. So,
Thank y'all for coming.
Thank you for teaching.
Thank y'all.
Thanks for